All right, welcome back, 7th through 8th grade. Today's Sniglet is Penjury, the pain in one's hand after writing an in-class essay. Or maybe it's the pain in one's hand after doing a lot of homework. But now you have a name for it. I have a Penjury, Mom. I love it. The Shakespeare quotation is, "The truth will out." That is, I've also heard it, the truth will come out. But the idea is that truth will be revealed. It will be obvious in the end what has happened. And that's very biblical, actually. And then we have our Proverbs of today. Proverbs 10:31 says, "The mouth of the righteous brings forth wisdom, but the perverse tongue will be cut out." You know, as I was preparing, I looked at last week's verse, and it was very similar. The mouth of the righteous is a well of life, but violence covers the mouth of the wicked. They both start out with the mouth of the righteous and all the good things that it does. So the mouth here brings forth wisdom, but the perverse tongue will be cut out. Whew, that sounds painful. All right, I love today's assignment. I hope you do too. It's a simple assignment. It's super practical, but it is something that you will use many times over, and you're going to come across this. You already have come across this. So we're going to talk today about writing a bio. So some facts you need to know about bios. Number one, they are about you. And in this case, for this bio, I want you to write it yourself, and I want you to use first person pronouns. Oh, that's not a first person pronoun. I, me, my, etc. Okay? So use first person pronouns. You are writing about yourself. This bio, for our purposes, is going to be used not only for a writing assignment, but if you're my student or if your parents want to do this, if you're doing a Christmas newsletter, we would include it in our Christmas newsletter. We're going to include a little profile picture, which is basically a headshot. Doesn't that look great? And then we'll include your bio underneath. Typically, when we see bios today, they are accompanied with a picture. So that also tells you you don't need to describe yourself, okay? The picture will do it for you. But even then, traditionally, bios do not describe the physical appearance of the person, but they describe just about everything else. So in our bio, we're kind of doing what you would see similar to on a maybe a blog post or an internet article, a website, where the authors or contributors would each have their own bio. I see that a lot. I've seen it on sports pages where a team is featured and they might have, each teammate might have a bio. I've seen it on company websites, even church websites where the pastors have bios, the employees have bios. It's often used in books, on book covers with the author or the artist where they'll have a bio. Especially books geared towards certain audiences or with really fun featured artists. I've seen bios in at conferences and camps where the speaker might be featured. But this bio can even be expanded to something even more practical and essential for your future would be a resume. A resume is basically an expanded bio that is targeted towards getting that job. And that's something that we might do down the road as a project. But for this particular assignment, I want you to, I'm going to limit it just to these things. But I want to explain that oftentimes the bio is tailored to a purpose. So if you're, let's say that you're a contributing kid author for a blog on chess, well, then you're going to include some chess details in your bio. Like maybe you started playing chess when you were 3 with your dad, and you have won the chess championship for your local chess club 5 times, and you've won the national title for chess. So most of your bio is going to be about chess. You can include other fun details, like your favorite food is sushi, but mostly you're going to tailor it to the purpose of your bio. If your bio is for a book author, well, then maybe you're going to include some fun details that have to do with the book series that you write. If you like to write about imaginary woodland animals, then maybe in your bio you're going to include the fact that you had a pet bunny when you were in elementary school and you lived on the farm. Those things are relevant to the purpose of your bio. So if you can think of a specific purpose for your bio for this project, like if you are into one of those things, chess or writing or art, then tailor your bio towards that particular scenario as if you were writing for that. For my kids and my nieces, we're going to tailor our bio to our Christmas newsletter. And this is something that if your parents are having you use your articles for a Christmas newsletter, this is something to do. So your audience would be your family and friends. So your bio might be a little bit more general and maybe focused on this past year. So what I'd like you to do is include your name. Most bios feature your name. It's the thing that is front and center. It's going to include your contact information, whatever kind of contact information you have at this stage. If you don't have email, then maybe a home phone number. If you do have those things, include them. If you happen to have if you include your home address, if you have a website, include that. Whatever kind of way that someone might contact you, include that here. So I'd also like you to include information on your hobbies. Hobbies are things that you do when you're not required to do them. So your school is done, your chores are done. Now it's time to just have fun. What are those things that you do that might develop into something someday? So I'm not talking about video games or napping or playing with your siblings. I'm talking about coding or taking care of animals, or maybe you like to walk dogs, or you like to do art, or you like to write. Those are the kinds of things that would fall into the category of a hobby. And then include your favorite things. And this could just be a description of your favorite things to do, your favorite places to go, your favorite books, your favorite foods, and then a short summary of your personal story. This doesn't have to be traumatic. It doesn't have to be the ups and downs. It could just be, I'm a regular American kid that lives in the Midwest with my parents and my 10 siblings. And, because of that, I've been able to observe a lot of animals and, however you want to tell your short story about your life. And then I'd like you to include some achievements that you have and some goals that you have. So one is looking back and one is looking forward. Now, I'd love it if you did this in short paragraph form, but again, keep it very, very short. You may find it's very easy to talk about yourself, but you also may find it's very hard to talk about yourself. Generally, you want to keep it positive, although, it's okay to kind of poke fun at yourself. But this is not where you air your dirty laundry or, admit your failings. There's always a place for that. But this is not where you do it. This is where you highlight the good things. And you don't need to talk about other people. You don't need to talk about other people's accomplishments, people that you're related to, good or bad. This is where you just focus on you. So I thought I'd just show you an example. It's not a great example. I'll tell you why, but I pulled up our church website just to show you, here's a bio. Now, this bio was not written in first person. This was written in third person. Marshall Fant was born in Anderson. Really, I want you to write it in first person. I was born in Anderson. And you don't need to start at the beginning and go all the way to the end. I'd prefer you do it in the order I give it to you here. But there's a few examples here. You can go to lots of different websites and find examples of bios. So you can search the internet and find some examples for yourself. And you can even find some kid examples if you'd like. But that's your assignment. I hope you enjoy it. It's short and sweet, but super duper practical. Something that you will continue to use. Always keep it current. Your bio can be refreshed constantly as you change and go through your different life stages. So I hope you enjoy this.